Hello and welcome to Daily Records. I am Tommy Burton, and today we're going to continue with traipsing through the 80s, and we're going to look at Paul McCartney's 8th album called Flowers in the Dirt, released on June 5th, 1989. This album was released on the Parlophone label, Capitol Records, here in the United States. And Paul was about to embark on probably his biggest world tour since the 70s, 75 and 76, when he was with Wings. And this album was sort of a big return to form for him. Now, those of you who know and have watched my other channel, there's a link up above. I talk about the album previous to this, Press to Play. You know, what a disappointing album it was. And there was probably Paul McCartney's first flop since the Beatles. And so I think he went to the drawing board for this one and was really going to put in the effort and work really hard. And so a big part of the sessions, recording sessions for this album, was him teaming up with Elvis Costello to write songs with him. Now, Elvis Costello wrote in his autobiography about the song That Day Is Done, featured on this album. He said that's the unhappy sequel to Veronica, which was one of Elvis Costello's biggest hit songs, which is more of a big pop song. But so That Day Is Done is a really sad lament. But you know, Elvis was compared to John Lennon, probably even by Paul, talking about how Paul and Elvis really set each other off very well. But it was a partnership that wasn't to endure. I'm going to plug James Griffiths and Beatle James. Beatle James did a video recently where he talked about Paul McCartney's collaborations. And a lot of people will agree that Elvis was probably Paul's match as far as a writing partner. And he contributed a few songs to this album. My Brave Face, which was a sort of a hit single. You Want Her Too, which was a duet that they did together. That Day Is Done, which is another one that was mentioned. But this song also features some light, sort of poppy McCartney stuff like Distractions, Don't Be Careless Love, How Many People, Motor of Love, which is sort of a big sort of ballad type song, and We Got Married, which is an up-tempo, probably autobiographical. But you know, despite Elvis Costello and Paul being a great partnership, I think Paul kind of felt like it wasn't as well as people kind of perceived it to be. And as a matter of fact, McCartney got quite angry with Elvis Costello and just the way he sort of approached the sessions. But it still was a worthy collaboration. Now, I mentioned the song We Got Married. Dave Gilmour, who has collaborated with McCartney before, plays on that track. Another good track from this album is the song Put It There, which was a song that was just Paul and an acoustic guitar, kind of in the vein of Yesterday and other songs that Paul has done. And of course, you know, this album was followed by a huge world tour. And so Paul had put together a band featuring Average White Band's Hamish Stewart as a member. And, you know, he started to, you know, work in a more collaborative sort of spirit, probably for the first time since Wings. But like I said, I think he was sort of fueled by the failure of Press to Play and people's attitudes toward that album. And Flowers in the Dirt is regarded as one of McCartney's better solo albums, and I would tend to agree. The songs are all very well thought out and pretty mature, and the production doesn't just completely kill the songs. They come through, and so this album kind of sums up a lot of good things about McCartney, the melodic, sort of catchy type stuff. So one of McCartney's better solo efforts, to be sure, and certainly worth checking out. That's why Flowers in the Dirt is today's daily record. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's TommyBurton75. Love interacting with you guys. In the meantime, I'll see you all again tomorrow with another daily record.